Today we are going to see the problem maximum ascending subarray sum. Given an array of positive integers nums, I return the maximum possible sum of a strictly increasing subarray. The array is given, we have to return the maximum sum of the strictly increasing subarray. That the subarray should be strictly increasing, that is in the increasing order. What is meant by subarray? Subarray is a contiguous sequence of number in an array. It is a continuous sequence. Likewise, we can say 10 as a subarray, 10, 20 as a subarray, 10, 20, 30, 5, 10, 50 as a subarray. Or this may be 20, 30, 5, 10. That should be said as a subarray. That is a continuous sequence of element in an array. What we have to return is we have to return the subarray sum, that is maximum, that should be maximum value, that we have to return. Here we having the subarray sum, that is this is the increasing order. Here we have the subarray sum 60, 10 plus 20 we have 30, plus 30 plus 30 we have 60. The subarray should be in the increasing order. Here 5, 10, 50 is a subarray, it is the increasing order. Here we have sum the 65. This sum value has to be written as a output. Let's think of the logic. How we find the maximum sum of the subarray? This is by, we have to track the current sum, also we have to update the maximum sum also. So I have set the current sum and maximum sum as a nums of 0, that is the initial element of the array. I am setting this as a current sum and as well as the maximum sum. When I found the sum greater than the maximum sum, that is greater than the current sum, I will update it in the maximum sum when it is greater than the previously updated maximum sum. So I am checking for the subarray which is increasing order. How I check? When the element of next element of this array is greater than this previous element, and then only added to a sum. I am comparing these two elements. When it is greater than this previous element, I will update it in the, that is I will add it in the existing sum and I will update the sum. When I will also compare this next element with the previous element, when it is greater than the previous element, I will update the sum. Likewise, I am updating the sum. When I found the element which is not greater than the previous element, I will stop here and I initialize the sum to the nums of 5. Now the sum is 5. And then I check when it is greater than the previous element, I will update this, add it with the sum, and I will add it to the sum, and I will calculate the sum. First I calculate this sum, before that I will calculate this sum as 60 and I update it to the maximum sum. And then from here it is less than this previous element, so I will make as sum initialized to this 5 and I will add it with this 10 and 50. Now the subarray is found and it reaches the end of the array, so I will add this totally. When it is greater than the previously updated maximum sum, I will update it with the maximum sum. This value will be written as the output, that is 65 will be written as the output. Let's code it in the online compiler. First I have to declare the function, that is int max sum subarray. So I have to give the array nums and it has the size num size. First I have to initialize the sum to the nums of 0, that is the initial element of the array. I have to initialize with the maximum sum with the nums of 0. I have to run the loop from I equal to 1 to less than num size plus plus. When I have to sum, when it is in the increasing order, how I check when in increasing order? If nums of I, the next element is greater than this previous element, only I have to add it with the sum with nums of I. Else what I have to do, I have to initialize the sum with the nums of I. That is, when the sum is which is not greater than this previous number, the element of next element which is not greater than the previous element, and then only I have to initialize the sum with the nums of I, that element. So I have to check if the sum is greater than the maxsum. I have to make maxsum equal to sum. Now I have to return the maxsum. Now I have to declare the array. Just I give the 10, 20, 30, 5, 50, 520 and 40, like this. Size of nums, size of nums of 0. Slash d, I'm calling this function maxsum subarray nums size. Checking this, yeah, 65. This is the subarray having the maximum sum, that is 65. Now let's run it on the Leetcode. See, I'm checking the test cases. All the test cases passed.